Sag Hallo. Hallo Leute, ich bin Katja und ihr seht Deutsch für euch. So after we talked about grammar so much the past few weeks, I figured it would be time for something a little lighter for a change. So today we're gonna take a look at the days of the week. In German we say die Tage der Woche, that's a literal translation. Alternatively we say die Wochentage, which translates to the weekdays. Some of these sound pretty similar to their English counterparts, some don't at all. We'll look into that a little deeper. So first off, let's take a look at the words themselves. Starting with Monday, we have Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag, Samstag, Sonntag. All of the days are male, by the way, even if they do not end in Tag, which is our word for day and is a male noun. So firstly, there's Monday, Montag. This day's name is derived from der Mond, the moon. Chop out the D at the end, add Tag, and you get Montag. Secondly, we have Tuesday, Dienstag. This day could involve one of two words, either the word for duty, der Dienst, or the verb dienen, which means to serve. Could, but it doesn't. The real reason this day is called Dienstag goes way back to ancient Rome. The Romans associated every day of the week with another god. For the German names of the days, people just took the equivalent Germanic gods to name the days. So for Dienstag, the associated god would be Tür. It's not really visible anymore, but that is the god that the name of the day evolved from. The third day is Wednesday, Mittwoch. This day is not associated with Germanic mythology. It has Christian roots. Since it's one of the 2 days that is the closest to being the middle of the week, if you count the Christian way, meaning you start on Monday, this day is simply called the week's middle. Mit comes from die Mitte, which means the middle, and Woch is derived from die Woche, the week. So if you put them together, you get Mittwoch. Next up is Thursday, Donnerstag. Honestly, I've never had a clue as to the real origin of this day's name until I looked it up. It will automatically make you think of Donner, which means thunder. I always thought that couldn't possibly be the real explanation, but apparently I was wrong. Not because there's thunder in Germany every Thursday, but as I already told you, when the weekdays were established, every weekday was associated with a god in ancient Rome. In this case, the Roman god associated with the day was Jupiter, whose Germanic equivalent was Thor, the god of thunder. Next up, Friday, Freitag.
It's Friday.
The word frei means free, so the nice explanation would be that this is the day that releases us from all the stress of the past week. Unfortunately, that was not true when the names were established, sadly enough for the people back then. Once again, we're going to have to go back to ancient Rome. The 6th day of the week, because they started counting with Sunday, was associated with Venus, and the Germanic equivalent to Venus was the goddess Freya. So there you go, simple as that. Now we'll get to the best day of the week, Saturday, Samstag. This one is actually the day that can be the least explained without looking anything up. There's a very cute and popular children's book series in Germany called Das Sams, which is basically about just this. If in 1 week, every day fulfills the duty of its name to one person, on the Saturday of that week, the Sams will appear and fulfill that person's wishes. Go look it up. Anyway, the real reason Samstag is called Samstag is a lot less exciting and cute. It is derived from the Jewish holiday, Sabbath, which in German is called Sabbat. It's not very close, but you can still see the connection, I think. And then lastly, we have Sunday, Sonntag. Works the same way as in English. You just connect the words for sun and day, die Sonne, der Tag, and you get Sunday, Sonntag. Another very important term is das Wochenende, the weekend. Just a literal translation, basically. Die Woche plus das Ende. The only difference when compared to English is that die Woche has to be slightly modified to make things fit. If you want to express that something happens on a certain day every week, so every Monday or on Mondays, you just add an S at the end of the day you need. So if I were to say that I go to the park every Monday, I would say, ich gehe montags in den Park. Note how the word montags is no longer spelled with a capital first letter, because it's no longer regarded as a noun and therefore has to be spelled with a lowercase first letter. Alternatively, you can just use the word for every, jeder, jede, jedes. So in the nominative, it would be jeder Montag, And used in a sentence you would say, Ich gehe jeden Montag in den Park. Other words that are often combined with weekdays are the times of the day. Morgen, Vormittag, Mittag, Nachmittag, Abend, Nacht. You combine them with the weekdays the same way you do in English. So for example, Monday morning would be Montagmorgen. If you want to do the regularity thing here, you add the s to the time of the day, not the day itself. So a previous example would now look like this. Ich gehe Montagmorgens in den Park. Montag stays a noun, so it stays capitalized. Morgens now has to be spelled with a lowercase first letter. Other useful words when talking about the week are heute, gestern, morgen, übermorgen. This one can be extended however long you want. For example, if you want to talk about something that is 3 days away, you can just say über-übermorgen. The word über means over. Vorgestern. Same principle as with übermorgen. If you want to talk about something 3 days ago, for example, you can say vor-vorgestern. Before or vor means before. Sag hallo. Somebody really needed to get in here and interrupt me. Anyway, that's it for today. Make sure to practice these. I'll be back with more grammar next week. Your random word of the week is Haustier. Put together using the words for house and animal. Haus, Tier. Bis nächste Woche. Tschüss.